Hello everyone, welcome to AppyChip YouTube channel. Today we will learn how to take API documentation for just about any API in the world and convert it into a programming language of your choice. So let's look at some popular APIs. For example, there is OpenAI API. If I'm looking at their documentation, you can see that they have given us the example curl command over here. Curl is a command line only API client which can be run from the command line, terminal, or console. They have also given us examples in Python and Node.js languages for the same API call, but many other languages such as JavaScript, Ruby, Go, etc. are missing from here. Next up, if we look at the API for Spotify, you will notice that they support the request sample in three formats: curl, wget, which is another terminal only API client, and httpie. If I go to the API for Twilio, over here, while they do support a lot of languages, but many popular languages like .NET, JavaScript, Dart, Kotlin, ObjectiveC, and Swift are missing from here. If I go to the documentation for the payment processor Stripe, the API documentation, you will notice that their API calls are documented in few languages, but again, languages such as JavaScript, Dart, Kotlin, Swift are missing from this list. So what can you do? Well, one common thing across all these API documentations is that they do provide the syntax for their API in a format called curl. Now, curl is a command line only API client. So if you have a terminal, you can use the curl command. You can literally copy paste this into a terminal, obviously after replacing your correct API keys. But once you copy paste this into your terminal, you can actually run the API from the terminal itself. If I go to Twilio, they also provide curl syntax for their request to, let's say, send an SMS message. If I go to Spotify, they have curl over here as well. And if I go to OpenAI, yes, they have curl. So if curl is the most popular syntax to document APIs, and you want to convert that into a programming language of your choice, what you need to do is you need to download Postman. So if you visit this website called postman.com, and then you can download the desktop app for your operating system. In my case, I'm using Mac, so I'll click on the Mac button over here, and then I can click here to download the desktop app. But I'm not going to do that because we already have Postman installed over here on my Mac. So as you can see, Postman is already installed. So now what you need to do is, let's take a sample curl command. Maybe this command from Stripe documentation to make idempotent requests. So I can just click on this button to copy the entire curl request. Now if I open Postman, and over here on the left top side of your screen is a button called import. If you click on this import button, you can see this message here saying paste curl to import. So we can literally paste the curl command in this box, and it will automatically import the entire curl command into the Postman API editor. The top, I can make request, and if this was a valid request, I will be able to see the response at the bottom. Right now, the request does not contains the correct API keys, etc. So this API call would fail. But once you have pasted any API call into Postman and you have imported it here, on the right hand side, you can see this button. It's called code. So if I click on code, a window pops up on the right side of the screen. And over here, you can see most of the popular languages in the world that are supported. So languages like C#, Dart, Go, Java, JavaScript, Kotlin, C, Node.js, ObjectiveC, PHP, PowerShell, Python, R, Ruby, Rust, Shell, and Swift, etc. are supported over here. So if I need the code in, let's say, JavaScript fetch format, I can just select that and the code is automatically updated. Um, and one of the things you can see over here is because this Stripe request contained idempotency key in its sample over here, the same is also inserted over here. Let's try one more. Maybe let's try the Twilio one. So this Twilio request is a post request hitting this particular API endpoint where obviously I need to insert my Twilio account SID over here, which I don't have handy right now. But if I'm sending this message from this number to this number, this is the message of the message of the SMS, and I can provide my Twilio auth token over here. So if I copy this code command, again open Postman, and by the way, there are tabs at the top. So my Stripe command, the previous Stripe command actually opened in one of the tabs. But if I click on the import button again, I can paste the curl command here, alt Twilio, and you will notice that a new tab is opened here. So now there are two tabs, one for Twilio and one for Stripe. On the Twilio tab, if I click on in the right hand side, if I click on the code button, I can get the JavaScript code. Or if I want to see the Python request equivalent of this code, you can see it over here. You will notice that the Twilio account SID is also left as a variable over here for you to modify so that you can replace this variable with your account ID and the code would automatically work. Now, this is if you're looking at API calls of any API provider. There's one more use case where Postman comes very handy. This is when, suppose there's a website, which could be just about any website in the world, which is making API calls to the backend to fetch data and show it on the website. Let's take an example. Suppose I'm on this Kaggle website. Kaggle is a popular and I think free and open source for data sets. So on this page, www.kaggle.com/datasets, I can see the top 4 trending datasets. I can see top 4 datasets for exercise. I can see datasets for finance and so on. Now, if I need to inspect or look at the API calls that the Kaggle website is making, I can just right click. I can click on inspect. Then over here at the top is the network tab. So I'll click on the network tab. And now, as you can see, it is recording network activity over here. So whatever requests are being made by this page will be shown here automatically. So suppose if I click on this see all button, the trending datasets, it will reload the page. And now it is making an API call, fetching the data of the top trending datasets and showing it over here. When it did that, the console, the group developer console, recorded all the requests that were made to load this page. One of the requests, by simple inspection, I can see that this is a possibly a settings API call for Kaggle website. No, it's for segment.com. But then if I see there's a API call being made to the endpoint get topical datasets. If I check its response, I can see that this is the same data that is being shown on this page. For example, this says top 100 healthiest foods in the world, and that is the same data that's being shown over here. If I collapse this first entry, the second entry is by owner Disha Singh for revenue for cab drivers. And if I see over here, NYC taxi fare data set by Disha Singh, that's the same thing. So whatever data is being loaded is part of get topical datasets post request made on the Kaggle. Now what I can do over here is I can write on this left hand side, I can right click on this get topical dataset, click on copy and then click on copy as curl. What this will do is copy the The entire API call we made to load the trending data set on Kaggle as a curl command. Now this is the curl command. It looks very big, very complicated because it includes a lot of cookies. It has a lot of HTTP headers over here. It's also specifying the user agent, the tokens, the input data, and so on. If I take this curl command into Postman, click on the import button, and then I paste it over here. Another tab will open here, this time with the Kaggle as the endpoint. And because this is the full valid request with no missing tokens or no missing identifiers, I can actually click on the send button over here, and Postman made the request and actually showed the same data response here at the bottom of the screen. Now I can click on this code button and tada, you can see the code, the Python code in the request library format over here. Or if you want to convert this into a Swift URL session, you can do that. Or you can convert this into a JavaScript fetch call. You can just select the code from here, copy it, paste it in your favorite development environment, and utilize the API call. So you can programmatically access data for any website by essentially inspecting the API call in Chrome, copying it as curl, and then utilizing Postman API Client to convert it into a programming language of your choice. That's it for today's session. We hope you found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to this channel because we keep posting such videos for developers. Also, do not forget to like and share this video with your developer friends so that they can also benefit from the same. Thank you. Have a nice day.